slavery destroyed the social fabric of the blacks, their lineages, clans, villages, and kingdoms. But it could not destroy the myths and gods they carried in their own bodies. These gods could be summoned at the sound of the drums, revived through possession. In a society divided into masters and slaves, the cult of the Orisha was the only element of integration and cultural resistance held by the blacks against the total domination of the white man's values. These communities are united not only through religious practice, but also through cultural behaviors recreating the inheritance of their African ancestors. By reconstituting the original African village, Candomble not only consecrates rules of religious communion, but also reestablishes forms of behavior and feeling and provides models of mutual assistance. While living on the periphery of modern Brazilian society, the blacks who are faithful to the ancestral Africa live in two cultures. Within the blacks, however, these two different cultural universes do not mix or clash with each other. Thanks to a mentality allowing the blacks to live at the same time the world of the factories and the world of the Candomble, the cult of the Orisha has survived police surveillance, repression, and prejudice. To enable him to witness and record the initiation rites of the cult of the Orisha, the filmmaker must cleanse his body through an offering to Eshu. Nothing but air. Olorum, king of the Orum, was an infinite mass of air. When he slowly started to move and breathe, part of the air became water, bringing into being Oshala, the Orisha of the white color and father of all the Orisha. One day, when Olorum decided to create the earth, he called Oshala and gave him the bag of life. Oshala called Odua, Orisha of the feminine principle, and they left. Along the way, however, Oshala became very thirsty, and with his walking stick hit a palm tree and drank from its juice until he got drunk and fell unconscious to the ground. And he slept. Then Odua opened the bag of life and created the earth. When Oshala woke up and saw what Odua had done, he went and complained to Olorum. To appease Oshala, Olorum then gave him the profound wisdom and power to create all beings on earth, such as trees, plants, herbs, animals, birds, fishes, and humans. Oshala and Odua made peace with each other. They are represented as the two halves of a calabash, one on top of the other. The bottom one is Odua, the earth, generative feminine principle, and the top one is Oshala, the sky. It is on this harmonious relationship between the two Orisha that the continuation of all life and the survival of the universe depends. When Olorum, king of the infinite mass of air, known as Orum, slowly began to move and breathe, some of the air became water. Then the air and water moved together, and part of it became mud, which in turn generated a reddish rock, Thus was born Eshu, the first being with individual existence. Cycle of rituals making the novices into iyawos, new priestesses, can only start after a sacrifice to Eshu. Eshu is the dynamic principle that establishes the relations between people and the gods, the Orisha. As Abiyans, they are already part of the cult. They have gone through the first steps of initiation. Because they were received for initiation at the same time, they are said to form the same boat. The whole boat takes part in rites of preparation, such as bathing in the sacred fountain before sunrise or after sunset. The terreiro is the sacred space where the community is organized. Here are all the material and symbolic representations of this world, the Aye, and of the infinite space inhabited by the Orum. The most precious element of the terreiro is the Ashe, the magic and sacred force of the Orisha. The ritual practices mobilize the Ashe and communicate it to people and things. The ritual cycle of initiation aims to plant this vital force in the bodies of the Abiyans, transforming them into iyawos. They are now true living altars from whom the presence of the Orisha can be invoked through trance. During the period of initiation, which lasts a minimum of 6 months, they are confined to a room in the terreiro, known as Ile Ashe, or Ronco. The Ashe is transmitted through a system of exchanges, of gifts and counter-gifts. By offering the Orisha their favorite food, they release the Ashe necessary for the making of the iyawos. The Yarisha, mother of the Orisha, and caretaker of the temple's Ashe, presides over the ceremony. The first of the Abiyans in the boat to fall into trance is known as Dofona. Her Orisha is Yansan, Oya, and so to Oya, the favorite dish of Akaraje is offered. Yemoja, Yemoya, is the Orisha of the second Abiyan to fall into trance. To Yemoya, Akasa is offered. White corn is offered to Oshala, father of all the Orisha and creator of all living beings, including the first man and woman. The fourth Abiyan, though following certain ritual obligations with the other three, is not definitely a member of the boat and is not confined to the Ile Ashe, because, unlike the others, she has not been possessed yet by an Orisha. In order to clarify her situation, the Yarisha consults Ifa, Lord of Fate, by throwing the cowrie shells. From this it becomes clear that two Orisha are fighting for the Abiyan's head, Ogun and Yansan. This issue stirs the intense interest of the community. The Yalarisha takes the Abiyan to the area of public festivities and orders the drums to be played until a conclusion is reached through a trance, revealing which one of the Orisha would have the new iyawo for his or her worship. by playing the ararum, the strong beat that summons all the orisha, trance does not occur. How can we understand the trance? It does not happen at the moment when it is anxiously expected by the community and by the Abiyan herself, who is supposedly ready to experience it. But it happens days later, unexpectedly, in an uninitiated young girl. It is the force of the ashe that through the trance allows the orisha to exist and to be realized. The orisha are forces that regulate cosmic, social, and individual phenomena. They are embodied and experienced through the possession trance. The trance expresses here and now the existence of a religious system with its gods and myths, of a system of knowledge and a doctrine. This knowledge can only be reached experientially when integrated actively through the trance.
E sinto assim, quando está tocando candomblé, que o orixá quer me apanhar, eu sinto assim minhas pernas tremer. Sabe aquele negócio assim, toma meu coração e a cabeça cresce, vejo aquela luz azul. Então eu procuro assim uma pessoa para pegar, não acho. E aí não vejo mais nada. Então acontece tudo e eu não vejo. Então eu acho que o orixá seja assim, uma espécie assim de um vento assim, uma coisa que aproxima da pessoa. E assim como o vento encosta. Parece aquele choque no coração. Quantas pancadas dá no rumo, dá no meu coração. E a cabeça cresce. E parece que na minha frente eu vejo assim uma luz azul. E no meio do barracão parece que se forma um buraco. Então eu quero correr e quero pegar uma pessoa e acho essa pessoa distante de mim. Quero pegar, mas não posso. Aí não vejo mais nada.
The bushland is generally sacred. It is the dwelling of Orisha, like Oshosi, who presides over hunting. The vegetation itself is under the patronage of Osanin or Age. Only a priest who knows Osanin's secrets may pick the herbs and plants that contain ashe and that will be used in the rongo during the initiation rites. Each orisha has his or her own herbs. The priestess selects these according to the specific ashe carried in them. This ashe corresponds to the individual orisha that will be planted in the body of each of the abiyans in seclusion.
Inda boneco, catula e manjar e tira mucuna. Inda boneco, catula do mulu e tira mucuna. Inda boneco, catula do mulu e tira mucuna. Inda boneco. Inda boneco, catularinha céu, e tira no cuna, inda boneco, catularinha céu, e tira no cuna, inda boneco. Inda boneco, catularinha céu, e tira no cuna, inda boneco. Inda boneco, catularinha céu, e tira no cuna, inda boneco. Inda boneco, catularinha céu, e tira no cuna, inda boneco.
Colored beads, symbolic of the Orisha, float on the water of Amasi, an infusion of herbs used in the ceremony of the washing of the head. The Abiyan will also wear various symbolic objects made of beads and straw, in addition to the shauro, the ringing bells around her ankles that are a sign of obedience to the Yalorisha and to the Teheru. Of these symbolic objects, the kele is particularly notable. It is a string of beads in the colors of the Orisha, worn around the neck of each Abiyan, where it will remain for 3 months. While the Abiyans are in seclusion, they are inhabited by infantile spirits known as Ares. These only depart when the Abiyans receive the Orisha during specific initiation ceremonies.
Não, ainda já, cama não. Essa cama aí é minha. Nós vamos sair na sua chácara. Ai, Orisha no abe berere, tanu abe berere, Orisha nsan berere o. Tanu abe berere, tanu abe berere, Orisha berere o. Abe, tanu abe berere. Quanta água, já.
The ritual shearing and shaving are finished. These rites symbolize the disintegration of the old personality. Underneath the ala, white cloth symbolic of Oshala, the iyawos are now resting in positions of ecstatic trance. They whisper their names to the Yawarisha as a sign of the birth of a new personality. The Abians will leave the Ronco 7 times to go to the place of festivities. These ritual incursions will be witnessed only by those directly linked to the Tejero. The Abians appear painted and dressed either in white, Oshala's color, or in the colors symbolic of their own Orisha.